This weekend is Gun Violence Prevention Sabbath. And it's actually a remarkably inspiring idea centered at Washington's National Cathedral, of partnering with hundreds of congregations around the country. And given the mass shootings that we've suffered through as a nation, particularly most recently in Sandy Hook, it seems that this is a perfect moment to draw on the various faiths we follow, to inspire us to act, to create less violence, greater safety for our kids in particular and for our nation as a whole. At the end of the day, the test of any of the faiths which we choose to follow is not simply how they animate us on the inside, but how they compel us to act on the outside. How they not only comfort us in times of pain or loss, but how they can inspire us to act, to actually make a positive difference in the world. I support every one of the conclusions that is being advocated for in this Sabbath. We have too many guns. We have the wrong kinds of guns. We have the wrong attitudes about guns. Perhaps the most troubling thing in this country is that even though the number of gun owners has gone down over the past number of years, the number of guns we own has gone up, which means we're splitting as a nation between people who know that something is off and there are too many guns, and others who feel something is off and their response is to have even more guns. And that's the one reservation I do have, and would caution all people of faith as they go to invoke, as this Sabbath does, the biblical verse from Leviticus 19, do not stand idly by the blood of your neighbor, and call to action to reduce the guns, but also to be careful, given that among the things called for is that together congregations will continue to call for measures like background checks for all gun sales, a ban on military assault weapons, and high-capacity magazines, and to make gun trafficking a federal crime. I agree with all those things, but here's the thing. Many Americans don't. And we should always be very careful about using the Bible to proof text a particular political conclusion, especially since in this case, it is that same biblical verse in Leviticus 19:16, do not stand idly by the blood of your brother or your neighbor, which is often invoked by those who want to see us armed to the teeth and carrying more guns as a way to respond to it. The caution here would be that can we use this Sabbath, as Sabbath at its best is meant to do, to bring people together.